Well, Jane continues rehearsing the part of the maid in the charity play. Meanwhile, enviously eyeing Mrs. Irene Lewis, who plays the leading part. Jane is understudy for that part. We learned that Mr. Lewis does not approve of his wife's dabbling in theatricals, and resented her going out last night with Mr. Hamden, the director. This episode takes place the following morning at the rehearsal hall. Mr. Hamden is alone on the stage, looking over the setting. Jane is the first to arrive. Listen.
Well, good morning, Mr. Hamden.
Good morning. Oh, you, Mrs. Ace.
Yes, I got here kind of early, didn't I?
Yes, I think you did. Rehearsal's called for 10 o'clock. It's only 9.
Yes, I know. But Mr. Ace drove me down in our car for a quarter. It's on his way to the office. I know it's kind of early, but he brought...
For a quarter?
What?
Did you say he drove you down here for a quarter?
Yes, I told him I've been paying 50 cents for a taxi every day, so he said he'd drive me down for half that. So I laughed and said, all right, and when I got out, I handed him a quarter, and he took it.
He took it?
Yeah.
Your own husband took a quarter from you?
Oh, well, you can't take it with you anyhow, I always say. Easy come, easy go, and it was an easy way to come here, so
Look, Mrs. Ace, if you don't mind, I got here early myself so I could have some time and quiet to think out stage business for this boudoir scene. So if you'll kindly
what a beautiful scene. That's the boudoir, huh?
Yes. Now, if you don't mind...
that is gorgeous. And, that dressing table, Mr. Hamden, that is gorgeous.
Yes. Now...
And this bed. Oh, what a beautiful bed. Well, that is the last straw.
The last straw?
Yes, it's the most beautiful bed I ever saw.
Look, Mrs. Ace, would you mind leaving me alone with my work here for a little while? I must figure out several pieces of business for the casket here.
Are we going to rehearse in this thing today?
We are, if I can get my bearings before the rest of it.
I can hardly wait. Oh, where's the door where I come in? There isn't any door there.
That's one of the things I'm changing, Mrs. Ace. Instead of entering center, you're going to enter left through that door.
Oh, over here. Can I try it?
Not now, please.
But I want to study my part. Don't you want to coax me, Mr. Hamden?
Coax you?
Yes. I hate to get sarcastic, Mr. Hamden, but I don't think you're paying enough attention to me. You're always showing Mrs. Lewis something, but you hardly ever watch me when I act.
Mrs. Ace, Mrs. Lewis has the leading role. After all, you can't expect me to devote as much time to a two-line part as I would to a role as important as Mrs. Lewis.
Yes, I guess you're right. Mr. Hamden, can I ask you something?
Well, I'd rather you'd wait until...
Well, it's about the leading part. Did you ever direct a play where the understudy got to play the part and because somebody got sick or something?
No, Mrs. Ace, never.
Oh. Well, sometimes it happens, doesn't it?
Not to me, it hasn't.
And when the understudy plays the part 9 times 10, he's better than the other person would have been?
Is that wishful thinking, Mrs. Ace?
Exactly.
You're not thinking of yourself in the part of Mrs. Weatherby, are you?
Well, to be frank, yes.
I see. And you think you could play it?
Well, if you want my candid opinion, I think I could.
Very modest, huh?
Oh, well, I'm no shrieking violet or anything like that, but I know all the lines. I've heard Mrs. Lewis rehearse it so many times, I can say them backwards.
And you probably would. Now, if you don't mind, Mrs.
Now,
Ace...
just a minute, Mr. Hamden. I heard that last remark.
Please, Mrs. Ace, can't you see I'm busy? I've got things to do.
Well, how about me? Haven't I got things to do? You never tell me anything or show me how to act. Everything's Mrs. Lewis. I hate to say this about her, but... Oh, well...
What is it?
Oh, nothing.
What were you going to say about Mrs. Lewis?
Well, I think she's teacher's pet.
Mrs. Ace, I'll have you understand, I play no favorites. This is strictly business with me. Nobody is more important than anybody else.
Well, then how about coaxing me a little bit and show me how to act when I come in?
Oh, all right, Mrs. Ace. What do you want?
Well, I want to rehearse my part. Where I come in here. I have to come in this door, you say?
Yes, Mrs. Ace, that's the door.
All right, I'll come in this door. I'll go out first.
Yes, I think that's advisable.
Now, here I come. I open the door and I come in like this. You rang, madame? How's that?
You're too upstage, Mrs. Ace.
Well, I'm trying to be friendly, Mr. Hamden, but you look so bored.
No. You should be downstage further. Come down here.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Well, good morning, people.
Oh, hello, Mr. Cooper.
Good morning.
I thought I was early. Is the rehearsal started?
No, I'm
No, Mr. Hamden is coaxing me in my part. We changed the door where I came in.
Oh, yes, I see the set's up.
We're going to run through a scenic rehearsal this morning, Mr. Cooper.
Oh, fine. Well, I'm glad I'm early. Give me a chance to look over my lines. Well, I'll go back in the hall when you want me, Mr. Hampton.
Okay.
Right here, Mr. Hampton.
What? Yes, Mrs. Ace, right there.
All right, I'll try it again.
I don't think that'll be necessary, Mrs. Ace.
But I want to make sure I'll do it right. I come in this door like this, and then I walk down here, and I say, "You rang, madame?"
Well, why, you're looking out over the audience. Why don't you look at Mrs. Weatherby?
I am. Here she comes now.
What?
Oh, good morning, Mrs. Lewis.
Good morning. Martin, Mr. Hampton, I must talk to you.
How are you this morning, Mrs. Lewis?
I'm fine.
Oh, you are.
Mr. Hampton, may I speak to you for a moment, please?
Of course.
I was just rehearsing my part where I come in and
Mrs. Ace, I'd like to speak to Mr. Hampton alone.
Well, you're alone.
Oh, Mrs. Ace, would you mind getting me a glass of water?
Me? Well, who was your maid last year?
I don't remember, Mrs. Ace, but you are this year. A glass of water, Marie.
Oh, that maid. All right, that's cute. Where is it, back there?
Yes, Mrs. Ace.
And take your time.
All right.
What is it, Annie?
It's my husband. He's furious.
Well, don't get me involved in any
It's not a matter of who's involved. It's a matter of this play. When I got in last night, we had a terrible quarrel, and he left the house. This morning he came back, and he was in a pretty bad state. We had another quarrel. Oh, I'm afraid he's going to make trouble.
What kind of trouble?
Well, he threatens everything. He actually has the effrontery to order me to give up the play.
Well, you can't do that now with the play only 2 days off.
Oh, of course I won't. You know better than that. But he's so set against my doing anything like this. He always was.
He can't keep you from appearing, can he?
Not if I can help it. But he threatened all sorts of things. I ran out of him. I wouldn't listen anymore.
Oh, you'll get over it. Now, calm yourself, Irene. You've got work to do today. I want to call rehearsal.
Oh, I'll be all right. I only hope
Here you are, Mrs. Lewis.
What? Oh, thank you.
You're welcome, madame.
Okay, places, everybody. Mr. Cooper, where are you?
Right here, coming right up.
On stage, please. We'll run the boudoir scene between Mr. Weatherby and his wife. Oh, you sit right here, Mrs. Rose. Would you like to sit?
Yes, I hadn't noticed. Go ahead.
Okay, Miss Hampton, I guess I enter right here.
That's right, Mr. Cooper. Okay, Mrs. Ace, clear the stage. You're back of that door, waiting for your cue.
Oh, all right.
That's it. Close the door.
All right.
Now, you try this whole scene with props and everything. Mrs. Lewis, pick up that mirror. You're arranging your hair. Ah, that's it. Okay, Mr. Cooper, you knock at the door.
Right, you ready?
Go.
Yes? Who is it?
It's I, my dear. May I come in?
Well, yes, come in.
That's it. Don't speak your line, Mr. Cooper, till you're in and the door is closed. That's it. Now, please.
Am I intruding?
Of course not. But I'm in such a hurry, my love, I really must fly.
But, sweetheart, I've only just come home today. I've been away a whole week. Surely you're not going out tonight.
Oh, but Ted, I told you when you called last night I already had made the appointment.
Oh, call it off, can't you?
Of course not.
You're so beautiful tonight.
Mr. Hampton, excuse me, please.
Oh, what is it?
Well, I can't hear them back here with the door closed.
Oh, what a problem. Mrs. Ace, can't you look through the crack in the door then? When you see her in his arms, that's your cue.
Oh, when I see her in his arms.
Yes, if you can't hear it, watch it.
Oh, yes, there's a crack back here. I can see it now.
Thank heaven. Go on, please. Take it from old Butler. Huh?
Oh, but Ted, I told you when you called me last night I already had made this appointment.
Oh, call it off, can't you? Well, you won't, I can tell you that, mister.
Ted!
Mr. Lewis, please. You're interrupting this rehearsal.
Oh, don't mind me, old boy. I'm only your husband.
Ned, you can't do this to me.
Go on with the show. I'll sit right here and watch it. Here, on with the play, everybody.
Mr. Lewis, I must ask you, please, not to interfere.
Who's interfering? Not me, I'm an audience.
I can't go on, isn't there?
Look, have to, Irene.
Come on, make me laugh. What's holding up the show? Hey, somebody, I want you to show.
Mr. Lewis, if you'll kindly be quiet, we'll try to go on with the rehearsal.
Okay, Captain? You're the captain. Okay, Captain, on with the rehearsal.
Read your line, Mr. Cooper.
Yeah, read your line, Mr. Cooper. Call it off, can't you?
Of course not.
There, I told you she wouldn't. Once she makes up her mind, nobody can say it.
I can't go on.
Mr. Lewis, will you please?
Oh, so sorry, Captain, so sorry. Gotta be quiet. I can't.
Go on, Mr. Cooper.
Yeah, go on, Mr. Cooper. You're so beautiful tonight.
Thank you, my love.
Listen, Mr. Cooper, she's so beautiful every night. Go right ahead.
Oh, careful. Mustn't miss me.
Oh, what's the little mark?
Robert, please.
Can't I kiss my own wife?
Of course.
Get one for me, too, Mr. Cooper. I'm only her husband.
Go right ahead. Start to take her in your arms, Mr. Cooper.
Yeah, just try to take her in your arms, Mr. Cooper. I dare you.
Ned, put that away. Somebody take that gun away from him.
Go ahead, Mr. Cooper. Try it.
Ned, don't do anything you'll regret.
I'll let both of you have it. Out of the way, Captain.
Mr. Lewis, don't.
Out of the way, I tell you. So she's so beautiful tonight, isn't she? Well, isn't that just too bad?
You rang, madame?
Well, here's drama that makes Mr. Hamden's play seem like small-time stuff. Just what effect this has on the play and its players we learn when next we meet the Easy Aces.